Good morning, everyone. You got the Aired Out Podcast, live from Fly on the Wall Productions on Facebook and on YouTube, streamed everywhere you get your podcasts. And on the web, of course, at airedoutVT.com. Good morning. We hope you're doing well, no matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing this morning. A lot of people running around and busy, head first into a Tuesday. We got Raylene with us. How are you, Raylene?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Everything all right?
Perfect.
Yeah?
Why not?
You feeling good?
Sure.
Yeah? Hair looks good today.
Thanks.
Yeah. Spent some time with the glass cleaner this morning at all?
No. Thank God. Never going to do that again.
You know,
Now I always put it away as soon as I'm done using it. Never leave it on the counter.
Still laughing.
Especially the bathroom one.
Oh, my God.
That was a hell day.
Oh, my God. This morning we have a lot of fun for you. Obviously, we're going to get caught up on some stuff. And thanks to Chris Barbieri yesterday for stopping in and talking antique cars and the Stowe Antique and Classic Car Meet, which I think is called the Vermont Antique and Classic Car Meet now. But either way, it's something that's been going on for 67 years. So it was just fascinating to listen to him yesterday, and I appreciate him coming all the way in.
Yes.
This morning, or yesterday morning. Roger Hill, boy, is it muggy, huh?
It is.
Jeez.
And it's going to get worse throughout the day.
God, it is so muggy. 72, they're saying, for a daytime
Yeah,
high
welcome
today?
to the jungle.
Wow. 72, that's it? Oh, my God.
But super, super humid.
Yeah. What's the temperature right now? I'm checking. 66. 66 now. Feels like 80. Going to 72, which will feel like 90 because of the humidity. Some light rain early this morning. It's going to be cloudy, showers off and on today is the word. So if it stops raining for a little while, it'll come back. Looks like tonight, 61, partly cloudy. Let's see, still a pretty good chance for some showers. This is the story. And we knew this. I mean, we've known this. We were talking about it over the weekend, that it was going to be generally a wet week.
Right.
Wednesday, clouds, rain showers, 72. And Thursday, let's see, showers and 75.
It can get it out of its system, so it's a beautiful, bright weekend for Heritage Festival.
And
all the activities going on.
I think it's supposed to be, isn't it?
I believe so. And even Thursday night, it's supposed to, for concerts in the park and Thunder Road.
Thunder Road?
Yeah, it's supposed to be decent come Thursday evening.
Yeah.
So
Says,
that's all that matters.
Yeah, Thursday night it says partly cloudy, 58. And then, and that's, boy, perfect timing, as you said. But Friday we're right into the sunshine. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Gotta love it.
Birthdays today. Rachel Gouge on the list today. Let's see. We have Denise Bowen, Kelly Poulin, Sean Start, Shelby Stark, Adam Davis, and I think that's it.
And Dustin Smeedy and Candy Shumsky.
Perfect.
Candace Shumsky.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, everyone. This morning, we're going to chat with the Green Mountain Boy. Many of you here locally know him as Bon Lafayette. And he is going to be joining us live this morning from Austin. What an unbelievable singer.
Yes. Beautiful voice.
Were you, when you saw his video for the song that he just did called Leaves, what was your initial reaction?
I just really liked it. I loved it. I've played it several times now.
You know, and so did I, and I did again last night. And I have to tell you, you know, Raylene, we get people that send us videos and stuff
all the time.
All the time. And there are a few that when I play them, my eyeballs are popping out of my head. And Maddox is one of them. Tell us about Maddox.
Well, that's my cousin. It's actually my cousin's son. So, but just amazing young kid that has been singing for forever, since he was just a little guy. I mean, he used to sing for us at our family Christmas parties, and one of the first songs I ever heard him sing was Chicken Fried.
Really?
That was one of his favorite songs ever when he was younger, you know?
And now he's 20 years old, and
Yeah,
you know,
just amazing.
he looks. Let's be honest. He looks a little younger than 20.
Yes, he does.
And as soon as he opens his mouth, I'm thinking. I'm trying to think of the guy's name now, and I can't think of it. But it's that country singer that's got that Scotty Creary? McQueary. Yes,
Yeah.
Scotty McQueary. That guy
Uh-huh.
opens his mouth, and the set of pipes on that kid.
He does have a really cool set of pipes, and he's worked at it for a lot of years, and it's something that he just absolutely loves to do.
Yeah.
And we're always trying to encourage him to, get out there and maybe do some open mic nights or hook up with Donna Thunder or something.
yeah.
But, he's got to get over the shyness.
Oh, is there a little bit of that going on?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We have to try to put an end to that, because he really has a gift that should be
Agreed.
given to our community at the very least. Let's start out this morning giving a tip of the hat, as you did this morning, to Ruth, your Quick Lube and Auto Center. They've got some beautiful. Look at these. Look at that. What is it? A Jeep Cherokee?
Yeah, they have a couple of really nice cars on the lot.
An Audi. I mean, these cars
A
are.
RAV4, super clean too. Well, we know that Colby has gone through them with a fine-tooth comb and cleaned them so they look brand new, showroom
Yeah.
quality. And then they've also gone through the top of the line shop, and I mean, they're ready to go.
They're like
Fresh inspections, ready to go.
every millimeter of these cars. Let's see. 2014, 15, 16, they've got it all over there. If you want to, pop over and have a look yourself.
Yes.
What's happening in the news today?
What isn't? I mean, the biggest thing, of
You go,
course,
girl.
is Vice President Harris stepping in as the nominee, I
Yep.
guess. She hasn't gotten it yet, but we all know that she will. And then, of course, there's all of the stories that was the plan from the get-go, and who knows? Who friggin' knows when it comes to any of this anymore?
Yeah.
But a lot of states had already voted, as we have here in Vermont, and so, people are talking about the process, the democratic process, and the fact that now it doesn't matter what the people said. It's not up to the people at all.
Yeah.
It will be, so that has definitely caused a stir.
Yeah, and I just how many times my phone has shown a picture of Kamala Harris, and
I got a freaking text message last night that said, "Have you heard?" with a picture of her that said, "Have you heard?" Let's see. I was a little bit blown away by it, truthfully. It says, looking for $40. It says, "I am running to be president of the United States. I'm honored to have the president endorsement, and my intentions is to earn and win the nomination in the coming days as I hit the campaign trail to meet with Americans and lay out the choice in front of the voters in the fall. I cannot imagine two more starkly different visions from where we want to go in this country." But so she goes on and on and on, and then asks for $40, a $40 donation. Yep. So I have to ask, will you pitch in your first $40 today to elect me as president of the United States? No, I will not.
well, so I had a conversation with someone about this last night, that all of a sudden, late last night, and I think I think I posted it, unless I can't remember. I may have posted the story that late last night, all of a sudden the story broke that she's got $81 million for campaign funds that just mysteriously appeared in 24 hours.
They say that she received that much in donations, and that the majority of the donations were small donations, like these $40. And
of course,
everybody has to account for where the money came from.
Yeah.
Campaign finance laws, this, that, and the other. So we'll see how all of that goes down. I don't want to make any assumptions about that, because there are a lot of people in this world that, and it's my opinion that she's no better than Joe Biden. The two of them together were not good, and the two of them alone are not good. Like, no matter which way you go in that situation, it's not a good situation. That's my opinion. My opinion is she's not fit for the position. She's not right for the position. But
the conversation that I had last night was, all of a sudden, 24 hours after she announces that she's going to run for president, she's got $81 million in the bank. And the person that I was speaking with last night was like, they knew the minute that this debate was such a disaster for Biden, money started coming into Kamala Harris then.
Well, and I think they knew it was a disaster for Biden before
the debate even happened?
Before it even happened. Like, people have been saying that for months and months and months, maybe even a year now.
But it seems like the media is putting this spin on it that within the time frame of 24 hours, she has garnered $81 million, which seems a little hard to believe that 81 mil would fall out of the sky in 24 hours.
Well,
and
in 24 hours, the votes of millions of Americans didn't matter either. So a lot can happen in 24 hours.
This is true. Good point. But as of 11 o'clock last night, it was 81 million. When I woke up this morning, it's just over 100 million. So there must have been a lot of late night donations coming in over the 6 hours there.
Right.
I don't know. What is this? What is?
Just because I say, and people are like, already, Gordon, Linda, whoever. Just because I say I don't feel she's competent doesn't mean I feel Donald Trump is, or that I'm going to vote for Trump. I've said in the past, I did not vote for him before. I've said in the past what an asshole I thought he was, and that sometimes, but that does not change my opinion of who she is.
Sure.
Do I want her? Right now, I don't. Truthfully, both of them make me cringe.
Yeah. What do you think Biden's exit is going to mean for gasoline prices? I wonder if anyone has any thoughts on that, because Trump is already, he's been promising to drill, baby, drill. And I wonder what anyone has to say about that.
And I agree with Julie. I don't even know what to say about that.
I want to just give a heads up here that tomorrow night, Lori Shepard, Four Quarters podcast, going to be talking about Troy Aikman's 8 trademark challenge by Baltimore Ravens star Lamar Jackson. And, of course, they're going to be talking about other things with NFL draft stuff going on. But anyway, it's going to be a great show. If you're a sports fan, do not miss it.
And today at noon, tune in for It's No Secret. I will be picking apart, again, the newspaper article in regards to the charges against Ben Wader. And that is when he was charged with distributing the drugs that killed Tyler Matthews. And
huge local story.
I did an episode on that, and that episode miraculously disappeared. And so I'm going to do it again. And it's a message that we want to get out there. It's a message that was very important for Tyler's family, and they were a little distraught by the fact that that disappeared, as they should be. And enough has been taken away from them, and when you feel like, the wheels of justice are not turning fast enough, and that they're definitely not going to turn in a way that you feel like there's justice. Every little bit matters that is a voice.
Yeah,
and
right.
so we're gonna do it again, and
Good.
I'll do it again and again and again if I need to.
And that's at 12 noon today,
It is.
right here where you are now.
Yes.
We have a Montpelier guy that's facing more than a half a dozen charges, leading South Burlington police on a chase last night. Police responded to Hannaford Drive near the Tesla parking lot just before 5:30 for reports of a disturbance. And when they arrived, they took this guy into custody. The man reported that another man, Shannon Edwards, had threatened him and others with a knife in the woods nearby, and that apparently this Edwards dude has got some outstanding warrants for multiple violent offenses. UVM police, Colchester police, Burlington police all got there and started looking for Mr. Edwards, who was located but got away. And then the chase started, and this was what a mess. What a mess last night. Police had to deploy tire deflation devices. This guy assaulted a homeowner and held a knife to her. What an absolute mess. And then he's camped out at UVM Medical Center for his injuries, along with the other 3 people that he injured. My God, what the hell's? I mean, I see all the time, and I know you do too. What the hell is going on with our state? You see that written up in comments everywhere. My page, your page, aired out page, everywhere. I mean, it's just, man, holy shit.
Yeah.
Police are executing the search warrant at the house of 82-year-old Roberta Martin. Do we know anything more about that?
They are? I
Yeah.
thought they did.
They're still involved.
Oh,
with
I
that.
thought they had cleared her house, was the last I knew.
I'm seeing this morning they're back over there, but whatever.
Okay. I did not know that.
Do we know any more about this story?
Well, they confirmed that that it was her that they found, and a lot of weird things have happened. Police say Darren Martell, 23, of St. Albans, is a person of interest in the investigation. They say Martell was located Monday in a wooded area near St. Albans Town School. When detectives tried to approach him, they say they found him masturbating near a public walking path. He ran into the woods when approached by detectives, and the school went into lockdown. Martell was eventually located and arrested on charges of lewd and lascivious conduct. He is due in court on Tuesday.
Okay.
And the location that he was, not only was it the school, but it was in a location where it's a housing development for 55 and plus. So they have not said why he's a person of interest. There were several people of interest. He was one of them, and they were looking for him because of that. But he sounds like he's definitely screwed in the head, and that's what I know about that as far as where things stand with the investigation and what's happening right now.
Wow.
So, my mind goes a million miles an hour, as I'm sure everybody else's does, as of, what could have happened to her, what may have happened to her. But we can't do that. We have to wait and be patient and wait for more information to come out, is what I'm trying to say, because this is hard enough on the family as it is.
Yeah.
For sure. to hear and read and see all of this, and so they don't need our general opinions of
Sure.
what may be happening. Yeah, a local man is facing more than a half a dozen charges after he led police on a spree involving violent threats, a stolen government vehicle, and kidnapping. That's in South Burlington. A Montpelier man is facing more than the half a dozen charges. Police responded to Hannaford Drive near the Tesla parking lot just before 5:30 p.m. last night on a disturbance. When they arrived, officers encountered a man who wanted for an unrelated incident.
This was the story that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, and that is the Shannon Edwards.
Yeah.
So that's that one.
We have Scott Tyrell, the guy that's accused of strangling his wife to death in Plattsburgh, pleading not guilty. Whew, what a story that was.
Yeah.
Is there anything else going on? Man, it's like heavy shit.
It is heavy stuff. It's stuff that
Jeez.
Yeah. There is another one. I'm trying to find it now.
I'm looking here
I'm
too.
looking through because there is the one where we have yet another man in the Barrie area who has been charged with sexually assaulting a minor. That's in the news this morning as well with the Times Argus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have FEMA that's in Vermont this week doing assessments and, determining if Vermont is going to qualify for the Public Assistance Disaster Declaration. So here are the counties where FEMA is doing these assessments. Addison, Orleans, Washington, Caledonia, Chittenden, Lamoille, Orange, and Essex. And Monday, July 22nd is the deadline for public disaster assessments to be completed. And that was yesterday. That was yesterday. So you got to report your damage to 211 if you haven't done so.
Yes, you do.
Take pictures, take video, take notes.
Yeah, it's a must. It's an absolute must.
While you're cleaning, we understand that, this is going to take a long time, but having those pictures and videos and everything is critical.
Absolutely. And then,
hang on. I just want to say, now they're saying with all the rains that we're supposed to have this week, there's a little bit of concern about landslides.
right.
Is that what you were just going to say?
Yes.
All right, go.
That's their concern, landslides, and that there could be definitely some cases of flash flooding, standing water, ponding, things like that. And the ponding, of course, is something that we know we'll see here in the city. And when that happens, my biggest request, I think, and as would be for most of the merchants, is if you see that the water is ponding on Main Street, to maybe drive around, not drive up it, because when you do, you push the water up onto the sidewalk and right into the doors here. And it's a nightmare. And the cleanup continues. It just gets worse and worse and worse every time. But
we've seen that.
We have seen it
many times.
Too many times.
As many other businesses have to. So
and they are, and that's going to happen all over the place because let's face it, there's still a lot of dirt and mud everywhere, and they're going as quick as they can.
Right.
No matter where you live, what town you live in, they're going as quick as they can to get all of that cleaned up. But there was a lot of repairs to do as well, and they got to concentrate on getting all the shit out of the river, so it doesn't happen again.
Yes.
And there's only so many hands.
So the so many businesses have worked so hard with hoses and power washers to clean off their sidewalks and stuff. So just to echo what you're saying, when you drive through any kind of standing water too quickly, it's just pushing all that. It's not just pushing water back up onto the sidewalks.
It creates a wake behind you.
Yeah, it's pushing all the mud up there too. So come on, it's an asshole move please just be respectful.
Right. And especially in most places you can easily go around.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Just go easy.
Yeah.
As of 2 days ago, shelters in Barrie and Lyndonville are now considered on standby status.
Right.
So, and if you need a shelter, call 211.
Right. And because there are homes that will still, as the inspections continue, there are homes that will still close. People may need emergency shelter. They'll have no place to go. And so, there are options available.
I was chatting with Kevin Eschelbach up at the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce, who was telling me about debris removal, and that is likely going to be happening sometime late in July, late this month, which we are approaching very quickly here. So don't miss the opportunity to get anything that needs to be hauled away, get it out curbside, because that's going to be happening at some point, again, real soon.
Yes.
Real soon.
And then the story I was telling you about a few minutes ago, a
Yes.
Barrie man is accused of having sexual contact with a 14-year-old girl in the Granite City. Trevor Thompson, 20, pleaded not guilty by video Monday in Washington County Criminal Court in Barrie to felony counts of sexual assault on a victim under the age of 16 and lewd and lascivious conduct with a child. If convicted, he faces up to 35 years. He was released on conditions, including no unsupervised contact with anyone under the age of 16.
Okay.
And Detective Russell of the Barrie City Police Department said in her affidavit, a woman sent Chief Vale an email in February stating Thompson had convinced a 14-year-old girl to do sexual things with him. Russell said she called the witness, who reported the victim was a friend of a member of a woman's family. And all of that followed through. And,
Wow.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Released on conditions. And so he's not allowed to have contact with, here we go with our doubled standards. So a child in this case is considered someone 16 and under.
Yep.
But if you commit a crime, a child can be considered somebody 21 and under. So, double standard.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah. We're
a child, what is considered a child? Well, it depends. It really ranges here in the state of Vermont. We don't know what a child is anymore. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why 16 in under?
Yeah.
He's a
I know.
fucking pervert.
I
He
hear you.
doesn't need to be around any child. He should be in jail where he belongs.
Yeah. Right. I know. It's unbelievable. Really is. Incredible.
I agree, Heather, too. People need to stop stealing the sandbags.
Stop stealing the sandbags. Just stop stealing people's sandbags. Is there any other way to say it? Just stop it.
I thought it was 18 as well, Becky. I don't understand. That's the problem. I don't understand. The definition of a child changes every day here
Right.
in Vermont, it seems.
Right.
It depends. If you're charging somebody with a crime, they can get youthful offender
Yeah.
all the way up to the age of 21.
Right.
But they're going to let this pervert out on conditions as long as he's not with anybody 16 and under.
Yeah. Today's Tuesday, right?
What about vulnerable adults or anybody else?
Oh, of course. Add that to it. Yeah, you bet. Tasty Tuesdays over at Jerry Sports Tavern right here in the Granite City. Connect 4, pool, munchies. Everything starts at 3 o'clock. Get over there. Get out of the humidity. Have some fun, or just sit down and relax, or just sit down
in the air condition.
in the AC. Have a conversation.
You're gonna
with
want
someone. Yeah. Have a meeting over there. You've done that, right?
A few times.
Go over to Jerry's and have a couple of beers, and we'll talk this over. We are watching, of course, other stories developing in Vermont, and if we see anything that we think is worthy of mention and getting it out there, we'll certainly do that for you today. Thanks for catching the podcast. We appreciate it. Your eyes, your ears. We're streamed everywhere. You get your podcasts on the web at airedoutVT.com. I want to shift gears here for a minute and introduce a young man to you. I say I say young man, and then that makes me sound like an old man, Raylene.
You are an old man.
I'm not that old.
Well,
But this guy, and I have to admit, I've never met Bon Lafayette. But you know him in a roundabout way, right? Don't you?
no, I don't know him. I know some of his family members. And so I know of him through his family members who, over the years, have said how amazing they thought he was.
I think amazing is really an understatement. I was frankly stunned when I heard this song and saw this video of this guy performing an original song called Leaves, and I was just shell-shocked when I saw this, and I'm like, oh my God. And he's a local guy. Bon, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How we doing?
Good. The Green Mountain Boy. What's going on, brother?
Sir. Oh, just enjoying the AC. Honestly, I haven't stepped foot outside today, trying to avoid the heat while I can before I go to work.
We're complaining here in Central Vermont about the heat and the humidity. You're out in Austin, Texas.
Yep. Yeah, it's toasty down here, but I know it's probably brutal up there for you guys too. The heat is definitely different down here, and it is a lot more intense. But I definitely can't discount what you guys are going through at all.
Us Yankees, as you know, we're just simply not used to this.
No, it's awful. It's awful.
My man, I have heard so much about you in just a short amount of time here, and tell us about your relative Anne.
Oh, my Aunt Sarah? Yeah, she's my dad's sister. Man, I mean, yeah, she's been in my life for as long as I can remember. That's my dad's side of the family. Especially growing up, more so when I was a younger kid. When I lived in Barrie, we were all really close by, so we would spend Christmases together and everything else. But man, I have so many memories of being with them at Playground 2000. She's always been a really big supporter, and especially with my music. And with this latest album, she's been a huge supporter for sure.
Obviously, we're going to play your song "Leaves" here in just a minute. But you got roots in Plainfield. I'm sure you've been hearing all about Plainfield with the flooding.
Absolutely, it's devastating. It really is. I'm seeing the photos. I'm seeing what my friends are going through. People that I love, and it's homes being washed away, animals being lost. It's people's livelihood. It's absolutely devastating, especially when the land means so much to all of us. To watch it go through that. I mean, not being here for this, not being able to help out, definitely weighs heavy on me. I remember going through Irene. We didn't have power for a week, and that type of stuff really plays heavy on you. So I'm keeping everyone on my thoughts for sure.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to U32. Yeah, that's where all my friends went. Since I had went to Rumney in Middlesex, all of those schools that I had played sports with, that I had done camps with in the summertime, I knew all those people. So I had the choice of being able to go to Twinfield, being able to go to U32 based off of where I was living in Plainfield, and I chose going to U32.
So what in the hell are you doing out in Austin?
Well, I moved down here about 5 years ago. It was a spur of the moment decision. My girlfriend at the time asked me if I wanted to go, because she was going to give it a shot. Her dad lived down here, and I figured if I hated it, I could always come home. But it was something that I had never done anything big like that before. And especially, being in Vermont, I feel like it's hard sometimes. It's very easy to stay isolated. And I feel like when you get opportunities in life, you got to take them. And so I figured the worst thing that could happen is I would just come home, but at least I gave it a shot and tried to experience it.
What are you doing in Austin, Texas?
I'm an electrician, so I've been doing electrical the entire time I've been here. I was an electrician back home too. Worked for a few different companies: Benoit, Selectric, CE Wendell Electric. That was the last company I was with. But I've been working with a company down here for 5 years now. I got in with two owners, and I've been with them ever since. I'm their longest running employee. I do a lot of field work, so I sell jobs for my technicians. I do installs myself. I'm also the safety officer and the fleet manager for that company as well.
So being an electrician, you have to, pardon the pun here, but you have to be wired a certain way in your mind. You have to
Absolutely.
You have to be very, very calculated. You got to know numbers. You got to know. You just got to know all about this stuff.
Yeah, it can be a very dangerous thing, and that's why people call us, because they need to make sure that they're safe, that it's going to work right for a long period of time, that it's going to be high quality, and those are very high things to achieve across all boards at the same time. And I really love it. It's one of the reasons why, coming from trying to do medicine in college to making the transition to doing electrical, it was really somewhat easy for me, because I've always loved math. I've always loved being hands-on and having problems to figure out, and pleasing people, having that end result be phenomenal, taking that pride in my work and my name. I love it.
This is fascinating to me, Raylene, because here's a guy who's like, this is, if he's an artist, if he's a musician, and he's also an electrician and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. This is a left brain, right brain fight that's going on.
Pretty much.
You're firing from both sides of the corner here, buddy. I mean, that's amazing. And you're telling me that you're singing while you're driving to electrical jobs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, my girlfriend, she's the best. She supports all of the stuff that I do. I met her down here in Texas, and she showed me all around the area. But she bought me a karaoke machine. It's just a little speaker, got a little handle on it. It's Bluetooth. I got 2 microphones that came with it. And I just drive around in the van while I'm going in between jobs. Sometimes I have 20 minutes. Sometimes I have an hour and 15. And I'll sit there and I'll just listen to music, whether it be stuff people have already created that I just love listening to, just regular jams, or I'll listen to beats so I can make my own. I'll listen to my own music I already have so I can practice it. I just try and be involved in it as much as I can. It allows me to get over people looking at me weird while I'm driving, so that helps a little bit with stage fright too, which is fun. I definitely probably look weird driving around in a big van singing into a mic, but it's the fun things in life.
So when you're writing a song, are you just hearing it in your head, and then you just start singing it, and then you're using your computer to lay down tracks?
Yeah, so it happens randomly. The way that I used to do it when I was writing raps is I would really heavily seek out a beat. Sometimes I would have words just pop into my head, and I'd be like, yeah, that sounds good. And I would write it down, take a note in my phone. But it changes. I can hear the beat, or I can have the concept first. But once I find both of those, then I'm in the right track. And then I can really start, get into a good pace with the song. Generally for me, it takes me anywhere between a matter of hours to just a few days to write a song fully. At that point, it takes me about a week, 2 weeks. I like to fine tune it, make sure that there's nothing that sounds too jammed up. People can hear it clearly. It sounds nice, and it hits all the good elements of a song. But I don't make the beats right now myself. I do have to purchase those. So right now, pretty much everything that I'm able to control is the lyrical component, how I'm singing it, the actual words I'm choosing, and then the edits that I actually do to the song, as well as the video.
I hope you're not writing music while you got your hands elbow deep in an electrical pan, or you're going to get electrocuted.
I will say it's constantly running across my mind, though. I was telling my best friend, my producer, Caleb Lewis, I was telling him, it's hard for me when I write a song and I know it's good. I can't get it out of my head until I record it, because then I can rest a little bit. I can relax. It's done. I ate it. Going
Tell,
through right now, writing a bunch of music.
yeah, tell us about Caleb. Where's he from? Where does he live?
He's a Central Vermonter too. He has roots, all throughout Central Vermont. I met him going to U32. He was living in Calais, and when I met him, I mean, he came to pick me up one weekend. The first question he asked me was, "Do you like AC/DC?" I don't think he knew at the time that I was named after the lead singer of AC/DC, and we just clicked, man. And so when I started getting into music, he really helped me pursue that and create that and kind of do my own thing, because I didn't have to pay a bunch of money for somebody else to help me. It was my friend. We could be creative together. We have a tattoo of my logo, Green Mountain Boy, that only exists for just us. And I'm the Green Mountain Boy, and he's my Green Mountain brother. He's done so much for my music, just as much as I have.
That I was going to ask you.
Awesome.
I was going to ask you how you got the name Bond. So was it mom or was it dad? Both AC/DC fans?
Oh, I mean, I'm sure my mother probably was an AC/DC fan. I mean, geez, who isn't? But it was my father all the way. My father, he loves AC/DC. I know when Bon Scott died, he was really, really sad.
Yeah.
He didn't listen to the new album, Back on Black, with Brian Johnson for a really long time. Yeah, wow. Because he just was really, he didn't think it was AC/DC anymore. Yeah. What I know from the story, and I'm sure he could fact check this if it's incorrect, is that my mother gave him a CD set called the Bonfire Collection in Christmas of '99. And so they must have just found out that I was coming later that year. So I don't know, it kind of just hit him like a brick. He had the Bonfire set. He was thinking about Bon Scott, and it just, yeah, they hit him.
I have so many questions for you. First off, I can't wait to meet you. You're coming back home in September. Am I right?
I'm hoping so. Yeah, I'm really trying to show my girlfriend Vermont. And so I brought her up a few times, and we've experienced a bunch of different stuff. I tried to bring her up for Christmas last year because she's never had snow for Christmas time. Oh. And unfortunately, you guys got hit by more rain. I know. And we lost all the snow, and that was so sad. But she always loves coming up. So I'm trying to take her this year to Tunbridge Fair. And so we were trying to think between peak foliage or Tunbridge Fair. And I feel like this year, it's been so long since I've gone, I had to take her. So that's what I'm hoping to do, is come up for a little bit of time.
That'll be an experience for sure. Yeah. Have you prepared
I'm hoping they still have it. I don't know if the floods are going to change anything. I've been trying to keep up with it, but.
Yeah. Have you prepared her for the Tunbridge Fair? We all know that that's an experience all in its own.
I've given her a little piece of information. She definitely, she laughed a little bit when I told her we had pig races, but I haven't given her a whole lot. I really kind of wanted to go into this and just have it be there and have that experience be kind of like the first time that I went. I don't want to, it's like the movie previews. You don't want to give too much away.
Right. Yeah.
What else are you going to do when you come home?
Well, I do a few different things. There's a couple places I always go just to bring me back into touch with home. The first place I always go to Owl's Head, regardless of the time of year. I like to either go up first thing in the morning so I can catch the sunrise, or I'll go up a little bit later in the day when it's warmer. But I love going to Owl's Head. It's really close by to home. I grew up in Groton for so much of my life, hunting, swimming, hiking, fishing. I mean, that place was my haven. I love going to Waterbury and Stowe. I like going up to the Cold Hollow Cider Mill. That's one of my favorite places to be. Mm-hmm. They've got a bunch of fun products, and it's a cool experience for my girlfriend, and I always really enjoy that. But I just try and see people, that's the toughest thing that I miss, about home is everyone that's there. So, I try to delegate my time properly, but it's tough.
Go ahead.
Any interest in doing some sort of gig when you're here?
Yeah. A bunch of people have been reaching out to me, so I know that this time I'm definitely going to have to plan around that. I'm hoping that I can come up for at least a week or 9 days or so that way I can really have some good quality time and be able to do a bunch of that stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah, because we know some people. We could probably hook you up with.
I said to him last night that we got to get him at the Den. I told him last night it's got to happen.
Yeah.
It has to happen.
No, and people are reaching out to me all the time asking me now when I'm coming up to do a live show. So I know I can't, I've got to do that. Absolutely. In a few different places.
talking about missing home. What happened? Set this song up that you wrote called "Leave." So, what was going through your mind, and tell us how you shot this video.
Yeah, so I mean, this song, I actually wrote the chorus for this song first. I had heard the beat, and I'd heard it for a few days. I've been saving it, just listening to it over and over. And I've been watching everything on Facebook, on Snapchat, my friends going down the road in kayaks, trying to pick out people's belongings. One of my good friends, Neil, he has been out there almost every day. I mean, picking up trash, looking for people's cats. I mean, he has been going to the max trying to help people out. And I just felt really helpless, honestly. I was debating, do I fly home and try to help people? Do I, there's certain priorities I still have to maintain down here for my job, and I have animals too, etc. And so I really just wanted to write something about home. I had seen Noah Kahan recently in concert. He's a good artist that I love to listen to. And one of his songs, Season of the Sticks season is about home. It's about Vermont. And I wanted to write something that was on a level like that where people could relate, people could listen, and also show all the people down here that I know where I'm from. And so that was one where, like, I was sitting here and I was thinking about home and what I missed. And I tell people every day when I'm at work what I miss about home, where I'm from, the seasons, the people, the food, the weather, the opportunities.
Yeah.
The hardest thing about being here is in the summertime, I can't wait to get inside. Well, it's totally the opposite back home. When the good weather came, man, I couldn't wait to get outside. And so that was the song for me, was what I missed. I missed the summertime. I missed the winter. I miss everything. I'm here surrounded by what I don't really know. I'm at a place. I'm in a giant city where I'm not truly happy. I'm getting by, but it's not where I'm meant to be.
This is really a good song for everybody right now as well, because it's perspective. The grass isn't always greener on the other side, and it's perspective of how, really we think right now that things are absolutely horrible here. We're upset about the economy and what it's costing us, but there are so many great things that even if we moved away, there are so many great things that we would really, really miss. Sometimes it's it's hard. It's absolutely hard, but we'll get there. And
man, you're getting me so excited for my next song. Oh my God, you guys know.
well, let's play this one. Let's play Leaves.
Absolutely. And I'll talk a little bit about how the video was shot after we listen to it.
Yeah, man. This one will give you goosebumps. Here we go. It's the Green Mountain Boy on his YouTube channel. Check it out. Subscribe. And Bon Lafayette right here on Aired Out.
It's hurting to be apart.
Damn, fella.
Gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I've watched this song, and I've listened to this song a couple of times, and it tears me up, my man. Anyone who has left our Green Mountain State or has contemplated leaving Vermont, there's a lot to miss.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I just can't I can't believe I just can't believe that song. I can't believe you wrote it. I can't believe you sing it. What a powerful voice. I mean, the first note that you hit when I watched that video for the first time, you came right out of the chute and you just smashed that ceiling. I mean, you just pow.
He reminds me a little bit of
power,
Daughtry.
Oh yes,
Yep.
Chris
I love
Daughtry.
Who is one of my all-time favorites, and he reminds me a little bit of him when he's
And I
singing.
listen to those guys all the time. I love that.
So listen, is it country music or is it going to be rap or is it going to be a hybrid of both for you? What are you going to do? Because when I hear that, I'll be honest with you, man. And no, no dig at rap music, but it's like when I hear you really exercising your talent with your vocal cords, singing like that, which you can't really do with rap. Rap is a different kind of an art. It's more lyrical. It's more rhythmic. But you're pushing some notes here, brother. You're knocking it out of the park, my man.
Well, that's what I was telling Caleb last night. Is that rap and the more country style that I'm doing right now. They're two totally different things for me. And if anything, the country is harder in the aspect that the rap. The biggest thing I had to work on was breath control. Being able to deliver within the amount of time of the lung capacity that I had to get all the words across. And writing the lyrics has never really been too much of a struggle for me, or finding the right beat. And so the country is almost harder because, especially with the notes that I have to not only hit, but I have to hear them and to be able to correct myself at the same time. And that's really one of the hardest parts. And so, the country, I'm definitely sticking more so with the singing for right now. I definitely have thought about incorporating the rap into it. I've had a few people, requesting to do that, and that might be something I play with. But I miss singing. That was something I've done my whole life. My dad's really been pushing me to get back into that. And it was cool to be able to drop 3 songs and have people really resonate with even just one of them on such a level.
Your dad's smart. Your dad's a smart man.
Yeah.
He is, absolutely. No, he definitely is. He's very smart when it comes to that. Doesn't mean I always listen, but I try.
You were just talking about listening and saying how important it is to hear the music. Tell us about with regard to that alone. And I'm telling you, folks, pay attention, because this is absolutely going to blow your mind more than that song and that video. You have a hearing impairment.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm 80% deaf. So I've got really just a small fraction left. But I've had hearing aids my whole life. I've had them since I was 4. They didn't find out until I was 4. My preschool teacher was actually the one that figured it out. And once she told my parents, it was like no brainer. It was like, oh my God, that's got to be it. And they got me tested, and that was definitely it. So that's definitely one of the bigger limitations that I have. It's great that you mentioned, how I entered the song with like the higher notes and really, taking that to such a level. And part of the reason I have to do that is a lot of the hearing that I have, the lower notes, is really difficult for me to hear. It's difficult for me to produce where I can tell exactly the sound that I'm making. And so at that point, that was one of the reasons that I learned to play the bass guitar in the jazz band in middle school and high school, was because I could feel it. That was
the vibration of it
exactly,
leads
and that was something
way.
I could learn and teach myself. And so that's why, I've always felt a little bit more comfortable with singing in the higher range. And if you look at any of my dad's older videos with Kicker, he used to play at Gusto's all the time. I used to go on stage with him every now and then at the Rally Palooza. He is always in the higher range. He nails it. That's where he excels. And that's one of the reasons why AC/DC and, some of those 80s and 70s bands he was so good at doing. And I definitely learned a lot from him. But my sound in general, you mentioned Daughtry. I've heard people mention Shinedown. You mentioned Chris McCleary. There's definitely, I pull inspiration from everyone. And when I hear things on the radio or I hear things on Spotify, I try and really absorb that sound and find out what I'm capable of and what I can produce, and also what other people like to hear. That's a kind of a rubric for me.
I can tell when you're on that mic with your eyes closed that you are transformed into a different place. You are
Absolutely
somewhere else.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that the hearing is so hard, so I have to kind of delete my other senses, really tone in and just completely absorb myself in that for the moment. And that's why, a lot of times when I sing like that, I'm totally eyes closed. I'm just in the sound of it while I can be.
I'm glad I'm not the only one with a tear in my eye this morning. Amy Rogers saying the same thing. She says, it makes me cry to hear you sing, Bon. Your heart pours out. Having known your dad's love for music, seeing you grow, and knowing some of what you've overcome in life, then hearing your soul in this, it just fills me with so much love and pride that my eyes can't hold it in. You are a gift to this world.
Oh, thank you, Amy. I don't know if you guys know, but Amy works up at U32. I don't know if she still does. I'm assuming she does, up at U32. I've known Amy for a long time. But thank you, Amy. Those were really kind words. I really appreciate that.
We have to get you. Please, someone, help us out. We have to get you on. We're going to get you on a stage. We have to. I don't know where.
Absolutely. We know that we can.
It's going to happen.
Yes.
I mean, it's going to happen.
Absolutely.
I mean,
you just got to come home long enough.
I know. Well, that's the plan, and I made sure I saved plenty of vacation days for this year, so that way I try to come home at least once a year for a good chunk of time, whether it be by myself or with my girlfriend, to just be home. I have to do that.
Yeah. Getting the attention of Wayne Warner this morning, who's tuned in and listening and watching. Listen, do you have more music? Can we buy?
Yes.
Can we buy this? You got another song coming up?
Yeah. So I have a bunch of music that's already out, a bunch of rap stuff, a few albums that are already out across all platforms. The only country music really that I have and some of it's, I don't even know if you would even classify it as pop. I don't know. I mean, I'm finding my lane right now. But that's under 3 for 3, and that's the latest. Really, it's just an EP. I put it out there just to see what people thought, and I did not expect this. And so, yes, absolutely, I'm working on stuff right now. You guys have motivated me so much. From Friday to Sunday, I had written 3 more songs. I would say really my biggest trouble right now is finding the proper beats, the proper acoustic chords and everything that I'm looking for. And then once I find that, I can really dive into it. But I do want to take just a moment to kind of go back and just talk a little bit about that video, because I don't think my best friend Caleb Lewis gets enough credit. He did such an amazing job with the editing, with the shooting style. You guys had no idea where that mic came from. I mean, he nailed it.
Absolutely.
He did such a great job, and he's been, you can look at the progression of his videos from the music that we've done in the past and where we are now, and it's incredible to see what I've done grow, but also on his side of things. I mean, that's part of the reason I think that people love the video so much, is because of how he shot it.
And it was on a rooftop in Austin.
It was on a parking garage. Yeah, it was on top of a parking garage.
Nice.
And the first one we got kicked out of, but the second one they let us stay.
So obviously, I'm guessing that you're really singing here. I mean, this is like the real deal. How did that work? How were you able to produce that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's just years of me just belting out stuff, of me just constantly singing along to my music. I sing in the shower every time I take a shower. I think part of it is because when I was younger, I would take my hearing aids out and I wouldn't hear anything, and I'd get really nervous. So I would sing to myself so I could maintain the illusion that I wasn't completely deaf.
Amazing.
And so that was something I've always done, but I've always been told that I had a good voice and stuff like that. But it's one of those things, you hear people say that. Is it true? Are they being nice? Is it just one of those things? And that was why I never really pursued it heavily, but it was always a kind of a personal thing. Only my friends really, knew about it. But now getting to this point where I'm becoming more comfortable with myself, not really keen jumping headfirst into the spotlight, but at the same time, I want to share my music, and if that's what it takes, I'm fine with that. And I have nothing to hide. I've lived a good life. I've done good things, helped people out, so I'm not worried or anything in that aspect. But when it comes to the music, it's just practice. It's constantly doing it over and over again. The amount of times that I practice the songs that I write and it sounds horrible and I've just got to figure out how to make it sound good. That's really the toughest challenge there is. And that's why I have Caleb. He's my soundboard. I need to have somebody that can hear like the rest of the world before I release it to the rest of the world. And that's something that's really, really helpful.
So when are we going to be able to hear these other songs that you've just written? Yeah.
So I'm right now I'm talking with him. We're trying to decide, because of how popular the last song was, if I should, and how good these new songs that I'm writing are, if I should release them as singles over the next couple of weeks and give myself time to create, something bigger, or if I should wait a little bit and then drop an album. If I do that, it probably would be right before I come up for September. I think that would give me enough time. And so that's what I'm just trying to gauge right now. I want to put stuff out as soon as possible because people are really loving it. But at the same time, I think having something substantial, like a decent little album to be able to just put on and not have just one song on repeat, I think would add a little bit more texture too. So that's what we're kind of decide right now, but it's coming. I can definitely promise you it's coming.
And you're going to be leaning a little bit to the countryside, I'm assuming?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can. I'll give you guys a release name on one of the tracks right now. It's a song that I just finished. I showed it to Caleb yesterday. He's the only person that's heard it, and he thinks that it is absolutely as great as Leaves, if not better. And it's for you guys in Vermont, especially, and it's called Pavement and Potholes.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. Dude, we have clearly we have a microphone waiting here for you in Barrie.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm excited. You guys look like you have a great little spot, honestly.
It's so cool, man. We are so lucky and so blessed to be here. Right in the backyard of Barrie, Vermont, right on North Main Street. And man,
and I'll be sure to bring you guys some sandbags. Oh, goddamn people, man.
Thank you, brother, so much for all your time this morning. And I want to thank Ann for reaching out to us. I don't know if that we would
Sarah Ann
or Sarah Ann.
She's my aunt Sarah. Yes, sir.
I don't know that we would have known about you if it wasn't for her. It's just like people that do that. I love it.
That's so important to really touch on for a second.
Really is.
That people sharing it is so huge to me. I've been trying to put it on TikTok. They have been denying a bunch of the promotions that I've been trying to do, so they're not really allowing me to share it out there.
They're lost.
The actual support that I've had on Facebook with everyone sharing it and putting the word out, you guys have absolutely no idea how much that's helping me, how much it means to me. It really is, what you just said there, that's exactly true. So seriously, thank you to everyone who is sharing it, who is listening to it. And I promise you guys are not going to be disappointed.
Thanks, brother. I can't wait to meet you, bud.
Absolutely. I'm excited to get in there at some point soon.
Great,
Thanks.
man.
Have a great day, and can't wait to see you.
Absolutely. You guys have a good one.
Thanks, buddy. What a cool guy, man. So talented.
And super, super humble.
Yeah. God, I would love to be able to sing like that.
He really, he is someone who doesn't even realize.
I know. I hope, it's like when you hear someone who's so good and so humble, you always feel like saying, I hope they stay that way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He's somebody that would.
I think so.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah. Be listening for more of the Green Mountain Boy. When we get something that we can let go to the public, He's going to give us first dibs on it, and he'll let us know, and we'll be playing it for you right away. And we'll pre-promote it to give you heads up so that you know it's coming.
Yes.
Heritage Fest is going to be huge this weekend. The car show, the street party, the parade on Saturday is going to be massive.
The Toe Down. I mean, there's so
downtown
much
Toedown.
going on. There's all kinds of local bands and stuff going on at the City Hall Park, as
Yes.
always. Just it's stuff everywhere, up and down Main Street. There's a kids zone. There's just it is.
It's gonna be
the season.
unbelievable.
It is the weekend, and
Yeah.
it's what many people look forward to.
And last year, the kibosh was put on it because of the flood.
Right. It had to get rescheduled to September.
Yeah.
And it was still a great time,
Sure.
but
was a little
this
different.
it's a little different, and it'll be good to have it back to
Yes.
full swing this year. Yes.
Speaking of the parade, Central Vermont Cars and Coffee is going to be featured in the parade with lots of classic antique cars and street rods and whatnot. Chris Barbieri might be there with his 67 Barracuda convertible. I'll be in my 76 pickup, which, Raylene, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to recognize me. You are not going to recognize me.
oh yeah.
All right, just telling you right now, you're not gonna say, "Hey, that looks like JD." Farmers Market is tomorrow. Hopefully, the weather will hold off on that, but I think it's going on no matter what. 3:30, Berry City Park. Concerts in Courier Park set for Thursday night, 6 p.m. Lots of food trucks, great live music, and of course, racing at Thunder Road. The weather is supposed to clear out by Thursday, late afternoon, early evening, so I think things are going to be perfect for that, as we said earlier.
Yes.
And just a quick note here, BYSA football registration is going on. We're going to try to sneak David Ball on the air at some point. I don't know if he's going to come into the studio or not, but we're going to try to get him on so, to talk about that. Is there anything else that's happening?
I don't believe so.
That's it?
I think that's it. I think you got it.
Got it all?
I'm pretty sure.
Listen, have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks to all of our sponsors that make it possible for us to do this each and every day. Gothiers Quality Grounds and Maintenance. Jason was just out mowing my lawn. Looks amazing. I wish I could mow my lawn half as good as he does. The Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce. There's so much going on. Their newsletter just came out with some great stuff. Washington County Mental Health. You posted up something really important yesterday about that, about TAs. I think it was for Washington County Mental Health.
Them opening up
Yes.
is as them joining forces or treatment associates joining forces with Washington County Mental Health. It
Yeah.
will mean that the center in Berlin that closed down, the CVSAS center in
Yes.
Berlin that closed down, will reopen, and it just more and more opportunities for help.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's wonderful. And are we going to get Heather Slayton on the air at some point with us?
We are. I actually believe that there's going to be a couple of people with this new program going to come in and sit down on It's No Secret and talk it all up.
All right.
Yeah. And I got notification yesterday from Dottie Moffat in regards to this year's vigil at Lyman Point Park
In August.
In August on the 31st. So it's really not that far away, but the overdose awareness vigil. So again, this year, if you have names that you want to add to the list, unfortunately,
It's growing.
it's growing. It grows every year. I know that we have lost several people local, but if you would like to add somebody's name to the list to be read that evening and a candle lit in their memory, please reach out and let me know.
All right. Again, thank you, everybody, for being a part of Aired Out with us this morning. make sure if you like this one, and my God, how could you not with Bon Lafayette, the Green Mountain Boy, with us this morning, that you share. Follow the page, like, comment, share, tell your friends. We're gonna. Can we go out with Leaves one more time? Because
Absolutely.
that song just resonates so deeply with so many people.
Absolutely.
Have a
And
great.
don't forget to come back at noon.
Yes,
For It's No Secret.
12 noon, right here where you are now. Aired Out is when Raylene has her own podcast called It's No Secret, and it is going to be huge today. You're going to be really diving deep. Again, you always do. So we'll see you then at 12 noon.